Melody.
And I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to
Double Trouble.
All right, today we're taking a look at a game called You Gotta Be Kitten Me. This is from Stone Blade Entertainment and has a name that makes me just want to slap someone. I don't know why. Pun names just...
More like cat puns.
Cat puns, yeah, that's like even worse. I'm not the biggest fan of cats, but yeah, I gotta admit, kittens are cute, right? Kittens are cute. This is a card game. It is a bluffing game, very similar to a very popular game called Liar's Dice. Liar's Dice uses dice. This game uses cards. Let's take a look. You Gotta Be Kitten Me is a deck made up of different animals. Most of them are kittens, but there is also dogs. These cards are 3 different colors. They are either pink, blue, or green, and then they have an accessory on them, either glasses, a bow tie, or a hat. As you can see, I approve of the fashion accessories. So this card here is either blue or it's a bow tie. This is a hat or it is green. There are wilds. This here is anything. It's a hat, bow tie, or blue, green, red, etc. And there's a double wild, which is 2 of anything. There's doubles of other cards. So this is either a double hat or a double blue. This is a triple pink or triple glasses. And there's also some skip cards. So these cards are going to be shuffled, and then every player is going to get 5 cards. You're going to look at your 5 cards, and on your turn, you are going to make some sort of bid. So I'm going to guess, let's say there's 4 players playing. I know there's 20 cards between the players, so I'll say amongst these players, I believe there are 6 greens. Now I feel like that's a pretty safe bet because I have 4 greens myself. And so each player is going to have to either raise me or say, you gotta be kidding me. So the next person might say, I believe there's 8 blues. Comes back to me, and the next person says 9 glasses. The next person says 11 hats. Comes back to me and I go, I'm pretty sure there's 13 pinks. Now why would I say that? I don't even have any pinks. But I'm bluffing. I'm hoping that I'm lead the next person. Next person says, oh, then because they have a lot of pinks, and they say there's 14 pinks. And then the person after them calls them out and says, you gotta be kidding me. Now when you call out, you look at all the different cards that are out there. So everyone will throw their cards in and you will count how many. So let's say they said there was 14 pinks. Well, so far we have 2 pinks. But let's say these are all the rest of the cards that were in that round. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this wild, 9, 10. But you also include the top card from the deck. It's a wild, it's 11, but still not enough. So if you were called out and there is fewer cards than you said there was, then you will lose a card from your hand. Say every turn you draw 5 cards, but next turn you will draw 4 cards. If you called somebody out and there was that many or more of that type in the deck, then you lose a card from your hand permanently. When all the cards are out of your hand, you're eliminated from the game. You keep going till there's only 1 player left around. The skip cards is what you can skip. You can play a skip card in front of you on your turn, and you basically skip your turn. You don't need to raise the bid or call someone out. But otherwise, those are your only 2 options, to raise the bid or call someone out. There's also a variant that you can play where you can say perfect to the person who went before you. So let's say the person in front of me said 10 hats, and I could say, I think you're exactly right. That's perfect. And then we look at them. And if I'm correct, if there was exactly 10 hats, then I get an extra card to my hand and they lose a card. But if there's more than 10 hats or fewer than 10 hats, I lose a card. So it's a very dangerous thing to do. But when there's only a few players left in the game, it's easier to pull off that perfect maneuver. So anyway, that's how you play. Now I wanted to do this review with Melody because I don't know that you've ever played Liar's Dice.
No.
Okay, I have. So this way you're getting 2 perspectives on this. Now this game can go up to, how many players does it say on here? 10 players. With 10 players, each player has 3 cards rather than 5. Do not play with 10 players. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be out. I mean, even with, let's say you're playing with 5 players. When you're out, you might be out for a long time. Also, 10 players, it's just going to go really long. With 10 players, it may not even come back to you for bidding purposes. You're like, I bid 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I call it. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I was playing this game. So I think it's better with fewer players. Maybe 6 at the most, but even that's...
Yeah, we played with 4 and that happened to me a lot. Like, I think I stayed to like the last 2 just because the numbers didn't go to me.
Right. Well, so what do you think about? Let's take a look first here at the artwork and the theming of the game. It's You Gotta Be Kitten Me. It shows cute kittens and dogs with
And tigers.
clip art sunglasses on them and stuff. What do you think?
Like the tigers. Yeah. I don't know. It looks like the pictures you'll just take off.
I was agreeing with you.
Tigers are my favorite animal. Don't make fun of me.
No, I like tigers too. All right. And I even like kittens. Even though I'm not a cat fan, I like kittens and dogs. But I don't like pictures of dogs with a drawn hat on them. This looks like Instagram nonsense. Like you got an app for your phone and you're like, ooh, you can stick glasses on dogs.
That's Snapchat.
Okay, I'm not up on all this stuff. Okay, Snapchat. But I just don't like it. It makes the game feel cheap looking. I don't know how to explain it. The theme of dogs and cats is fine, I guess, but whatever. Now I was wondering, the green, blue, and red, was there problems with color blindness, but I ran it through an app on my phone, and they do look different enough. But you're going to have to be constantly reevaluating. Like when you play Liar's Dice, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And here you're saying greens. And then the next person switches to glasses. And you're like, oh, okay. And sometimes it's hard to remember what all the different people say. Then there's skip cards, and there's doubles and triples. So while this game really should have a thank you in the rules that says, thank you, Liar's Dice, there is a lot of differences. What did you think about the bluffing aspect to it? Like where you're trying to say numbers, and you might not even have them in your hand.
No, I try to keep it to the safe side. At most, I'll try to do only 2 over the number I thought it had.
Yeah, but if you never bluff, then people will always know you're telling the truth, which gives them more information.
Well, the people I play don't know that.
You just told the world! But yeah, okay. So I, on the other hand, love to bluff, and I may not do so well at this game. The game, in a universe that already has Liar's Dice, I don't need both of these. And honestly, I like the rolling the dice in the cup better than the cards, and I'm not a big fan of kittens with fake glasses on them. But that doesn't mean this game.
You're not a fan of cats.
Yes, but that wouldn't stop me from liking the game. The game itself is fine. I feel like it's a little too freeform, especially flipping over that card. Sure, that can lead to some aha moments, but when it comes down to 2 and 3 players, it really takes away that bluffing moment at the end when I could be right. Mm-hmm. I could flip over the card and there's triple glasses. And that's exactly what I needed. So some people will like that. For me, this kind of comes into the 6 range. It's good. I enjoy playing it. I just didn't think it was that impressive. What about you?
Same.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't think it was that much fun. And I also don't like it whenever people have to get eliminated and they just sit there and watch other people play.
Yeah, now that's the thing about Liar's Dice. There's player elimination, but I've never really found it to be a big deal because I thought it went fast. This one that might go a little bit longer. On the box here it says 30 minutes. That seems right for a 5-player game, not a 10-player game. But again, there's a high possibility that you're out in the first 5-10 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's not a terrible thing, but it is involved, the player elimination. So what was your number rating for this?
5, 6-ish.
Oh, okay, so you're actually lower than me on this one. That's weird, because I thought she would like this theme better than me, this Snapchat-ish thing. I also hate the fact that you say perfect. Okay, but you should play with perfect.
Yeah, what you're saying was the cards could totally flip that. It could be perfect with the card, or because of the card, it's not.
Yeah, that flipping a card over from the deck, really, that whole advanced rule with perfect, I always play with it, but hardly anyone calls it because you're just randomly guessing in that case. There's no information to go on. So, you know what though? Despite all this, I think a lot of people will like it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to love the artwork. Oh, look at this. Buying this for Aunt Marge. There's that. But I also think people will find it's a very easy bluffing game. I just don't think there's a lot of strategy in this one because it's so unwieldy. And the skip cards are neat, but until there's only a few players left, they mean nothing.
Yeah, I was in the final too, and the guy I was playing with, he had 2 cards, and both of them were skips. And at that point, I just didn't know what to do. That's
true. The rules actually did not address that. If you play a skip card and it goes to the next person, do they have to up their own bid? Do they call themselves out? That doesn't happen, I guess, often, but I just thought that was an odd thing.
It happened twice in that game.
Oh, did it? Oh, there you go. Well, anyway, that's our review of You Gotta Be Kidding Me. Thanks for watching Double Trouble.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.